Welcome to AnimeFan Narrations, Solo Leveling, Episode 13, Chapter 64, Part 2.
The boss shot a venomous glare at Jinwoo. Jinwoo was amazed at the boss's resilience.
Even after all that damage, he still has this much power.
It was truly fitting for a high-level dungeon boss. However, the tide of battle had already turned in Jinwoo's favor.
Dagger throw.
Just like with that arrogant White Walker, Night Killer flew towards the boss. Jinwoo used the ruler's hands to boost its speed. The dagger reached the boss in an instant. Realizing it couldn't dodge, the boss deflected the dagger with its tanto. The speed of the Night Killer caused a large crack in the blocking tanto. At the same time, using stealth and sprint to close the distance, Jinwoo stabbed Kasaka's poisoned fang into the Ice Elf's ribs. The boss's eyes widened in agony. Yet, the Ice Elf still managed to grab Jinwoo's wrist. Its eyes conveyed a determination to make a final stand. The boss raised its tanto above Jinwoo's head. Jinwoo smirked confidently at it. A massive hammer came crashing down on the Ice Elf's head. With a sickening thud, the boss's head was driven into the snow. Behind it stood Iron, his arms fully regenerated, wielding the giant hammer. Iron raised his hammer again and brought it down. Ygritte, who had been ready to strike, sheathed his sword. Jinwoo also stored his daggers back in the inventory.
You've defeated the boss of the dungeon. You've leveled up. You've leveled up.
Phew, it's finally over.
Jinwoo sighed with relief. It had been a tough battle. He was about to catch his breath when he noticed Iron.
Hey, that's enough.
Jinwoo quickly halted the newest member of his army. Iron, about to swing his hammer again, stopped. Much like his original form, the giant knight seemed slow in more ways than one. The boss's body was now an unrecognizable, mangled mess.
Well, there's no issue with its shadow.
Jinwoo smiled broadly once more. His reward after this challenging fight lay beneath his feet. In a quiet voice, he gave the command.
Arise!
It was already 3 a.m. The faces of the 4 men standing guard were tense and weary. Finally, Hyun Gicheol couldn't hold back any longer and spoke.
We'll stay on watch here. Why don't you get some rest, Guildmaster?
My guild members are in there. How could I possibly rest at a time like this?
Baek Yoonho was resolute. As the Guildmaster and an S-rank hunter, he refused to leave. Suddenly, An Sangmin shouted in shock.
What? The Red Gate!
Hyun Gicheol and Ju Sung-chan noticed at the same time.
The Red Gate is opening!
They've cleared the dungeon. People are coming out.
Baek Yoonho clenched his fist in anticipation.
Kim Cheol has done it.
All 4 men rushed to the gate. Baek Yoonho eagerly scanned the emerging survivors for Kim Cheol's face, unable to hide his excitement. However, even after everyone had exited, he couldn't find Kim Cheol.
Wait, something's wrong.
Even Ju Sung-chan, who had assured everyone to trust in Kim Cheol, looked puzzled and concerned.
Hunter Park Heejin Nim, Hunters Go Myung-hwan Nim, Yoon Gi-jung Nim.
Hunter Sung Jinwoo Nim.
Seeing Jinwoo walk out with Han Song-yi, a smile spread across An Sangmin's face.
Just as I thought.
Ju Sung-chan and An Sangmin's spirits had completely turned around from earlier, but An Sangmin's smile quickly faded. After the 5 hunters, including Jinwoo, emerged, the gate disappeared into nothingness.
It can't be. Are these all who made it?
With a defeated expression, Jinwoo nodded. Hyun Gicheol, who had asked, was stunned.
No way.
With tears in his eyes, Hyun Gicheol began crossing off the names of the deceased from the party list. It was a somber task, but it had to be done. Baek Yoonho was in disbelief.
Only the low rankers made it back? Not even the A ranker and just 1 B ranker.
It didn't make sense. What on earth had happened in there?
Let's go, I'll take you home.
Jinwoo was about to leave the scene with Han Song-yi when Baek Yoonho grabbed his wrist.
Hold on a second.
Jinwoo brushed off the S-ranker's grip, and Baek Yoonho's expression hardened.
Can we talk for a moment?
Jinwoo turned around.
I'm really tired right now. If you have questions, ask your guild members.
Baek Yoonho couldn't take it anymore. He revealed his identity.
I am Baeko's guildmaster, Hunter Baek Yoonho.
Jinwoo's gaze remained icy.
So what?
At Jinwoo's cold reply, Baek Yoonho's eyes flickered and transformed into those of a magical beast. They were inhuman, beastly eyes.
We've just lost 9 guild members because of this incident. As the guildmaster, I have the right to question you.
This wasn't a request. It was a command. A threat in a way. Baek Yoonho had no intention of letting Jinwoo leave so easily. But suddenly, Jinwoo's eyes flared. He wasn't intimidated by the S-ranker's hostility.
And I just saved 3 of your guild members. If you're their leader, shouldn't you be thanking me before anything else?
Under the intense pressure from the E-rank hunter, the S-rank hunter backed down. The man was right. Baek Yoonho had no grounds to argue.
I apologize.
As Baek Yoonho bowed his head, Jinwoo turned away again.
Han Song-yi, we're going.
Okay.
The student followed Jinwoo cautiously, glancing back at Baek Yoonho. Soon, they got into the van they had arrived in and left the scene.
What just happened?
Confused, Baek Yoonho quickly approached the highest-ranking survivor.
Excuse me, Park Agency.
She was warming herself with tea given by Hyun Gi-cheol and looked up.
What was with that man? Why was he so angry?
Their group had beaten the odds and should have been relieved to exit the gate alive. So why was Jinwoo so upset? Park Hee-jin shook her head.
I don't know. He defeated the boss and then shouted something 3 times in front of the body. After that, he got really mad.
And he was fine up until then?
Park Hee-jin glanced at Go Myung-won and Yoon Gi-jung. Both men nodded.
What a strange man.
Baek Yoonho muttered, staring into the distance where Jinwoo had vanished. An Sang-min approached, feeling responsible for Jinwoo's bad mood.
I apologize, Guildmaster. He's probably just exhausted from everything. I don't think he's a bad person.
No, that's not the issue.
Sir?
Baek Yoonho turned to An Sang-min.
Why haven't you recruited that man yet?
Sir?
An Sang-min couldn't hide his embarrassment, but Baek Yoonho's concern was greater.
Against me.
The S-ranker recalled the moment he locked eyes with Jinwoo and gulped. If they had fought just now, Baek Yoonho felt he would have been lucky to walk away with just a lost arm.
Maybe even more.
Understanding his guildmaster's urgency, An Sang-min quickly responded,
I'm doing my best.
That's not enough.
Baek Yoonho's eyes gleamed with determination. Sung Jinwoo. As expected, Chief An's instincts were right.
From now on, you have the full support of the guild. You must bring that man into our ranks.
Solo Leveling Chapter 65 Part 1.
On the drive home, the van driver's face was filled with disappointment. Was it because the Ice Elf boss's abilities far surpassed his own? Unfortunately, Jinwoo had failed to extract the shadow of the Ice Elf boss.
It's a shame, but there's nothing I can do.
Surely, another opportunity to defeat a high-level boss would arise someday. The key was to be strong enough to succeed when that chance came again. Leveling up. That was something he excelled at. Even so, the raid wasn't a complete loss. He took his left hand off the steering wheel, revealing an elegant, curved dagger.
Baruka's Tonto. Rarity. A. Type. Dagger. Attack power plus 110. Agility plus 10. This Tonto was wielded by the great warrior, Baruka. A magical enchantment enhances both the dagger and its wielder's agility.
Jinwoo hadn't left the dungeon empty-handed. While one of the twin daggers wielded by the boss was destroyed by Nightkiller, he had claimed the intact one as his own.
Baruka's Tanto.
It had the highest attack power of all the daggers he had found so far, and it even boosted his agility. It was clearly superior to the C-rank Kasaka's Poisoned Fang, and even the B-rank Nightkiller, which he had bought with gold, couldn't compare. An A-rank dagger. It was the perfect replacement for Kasaka's Poisoned Fang, which was becoming less effective in battle.
The grip feels good too.
As he reflected on the events of the Red Gate, the van arrived in front of Han Song-yi's house. The student, who had been silent the entire ride, bowed her head to Jinwoo.
Take care.
Okay.
Watching the girl walk back to her house with slumped shoulders, Jinwoo felt a sense of accomplishment.
Things got a bit messy, but the main goal was to convince Han Song-yi.
It seemed she had decided to quit being a hunter. Well, anyone whose first dungeon experience was a Red Gate would likely do the same. Jinwoo was about to drive away contentedly when the passenger door opened. He turned to see Han Song-yi holding the door open.
What's going on with her?
His curiosity only lasted a moment. The girl bowed her head deeply again.
Thank you for today, Appa.
He realized her address had changed from Ajusi to Appa.
Oh yeah, no problem.
So, I'll see you tomorrow, in a few hours.
A few hours?
Before he could ask what she meant, Han Song-yi ran inside. After she disappeared into her home, Jinwoo realized.
Oh, right.
It was already dawn, and the raids with Jinho would resume today. Since Han Song-yi was still part of their raiding party, they would see each other again.
That's what she meant.
Oh no. If Han Song-yi had fully retired from hunter activities, Jinho's team would have lost a member, delaying their plans. Luckily, it seemed she would at least finish the remaining raids.
Thank goodness.
With the Shadow Soldiers, their clearing speed for C-rank dungeons would increase significantly. Jinwoo was confident he could finish the remaining raids in record time. He was also eager to see Jinho's reaction when he saw the Shadow Soldiers.
That guy Yoon Gi-jung, his reactions were priceless.
Jinwoo grinned as he turned the steering wheel. A few hours later, Jinwoo arrived in the lobby of his apartment, yawning. When he opened his eyes after a brief nap, it was already the promised time.
Good morning, Hyungnim.
A familiar, energetic voice greeted him. Jinho was already waiting for him.
I took the car. How did you get here?
Jinwoo had borrowed the van, nicknamed Bongo, for the previous night's events. It was parked nearby.
A taxi, Hyungnim.
Ah, taxi.
Note, Hyungnim is a respectful Korean term used by males to address an older brother or a senior male figure, combining Hyung, older brother, with the honorific suffix nim, showing respect. Jinwoo had hoped to switch things up and pick up the young man for once.
It's okay, Youngnim. I'm the one receiving your help. I should be accommodating you.
Jinho laughed as he spoke. After a one-day break, their morning routine was back to normal.
Huh?
Jinho noticed something. Jinwoo was holding a cylindrical object in his hand. The young man asked curiously.
Youngnim, what's that?
This?
Jinwoo smiled widely.
I'm going to use it in the dungeon today.
Holy.
Jinho's stomach fluttered.
Is it a weapon for the dungeon?
Hyungnim always brought something impressive to the dungeons. Just what kind of terrifying weapon was he holding now?
Thanks for watching Solo Leveling on AnimeFan Narrations. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.